Alright, y'all. Welcome to the very first episode of the Weekly Punt. This is my new little creative outlet. I don't expect anybody to watch these, but I think it'd be fun. I'm a big football fan. This is going to be like a recap show, but since I had this idea yesterday and I'm extremely excited about it, this is a little preview episode for the week. This may or may not be a regular thing. I'm not entirely too sure yet. This little logo I made, kind of cute. 2023 NFL season week 1. It starts today. As I am recording it, we are like 6-7 hours away from kickoff in the Lions versus the Chiefs game, Thursday Night Football on NBC. I am incredibly excited. Yeah, football's back. The food is tasting better. Air feels crisper. The shower water has been at the perfect temperature like every day for the past week. I'm so excited. Football is back. Some news from around the league. If you are the unfortunate person like me and you decided to draft Travis Kelce with the first round pick in your fantasy football draft, he hyperextended his knee during Tuesday's practice. From everything that I'm seeing, it's kind of touch and go. It's really a game time decision. I don't necessarily see him playing tonight if he has any sort of doubt in his mind at all. It's just week 1 and against the Lions. The Chiefs know they're a good team. They're not necessarily going to risk the long-term health of Travis Kelce just for week 1 on Thursday night. Good news for all you Bengals fans out there, myself included. Joe Burrow is feeling ready to go ahead of the season opener versus the Browns. I believe that's Sunday, 12 p.m., one of those games on CBS, blackouts, whatever. That calf strain in July, man, stressing me out. I thought he tore his Achilles. Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp, he has that hamstring injury still. He's going to be out for week 1 versus the Seahawks, unfortunately. Fantasy-wise, if you drafted Cooper Kupp, that's your own fault. Hamstring injuries linger quite a while, and I saw he was seeing a specialist about it. That's really disconcerting. I hope everything's okay. Just as a fan, as a Bengals fan, when he beat us in the Super Bowl, I'm just kidding. Health always above everything. And then Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones, one of the best defensive players in the league. A lot of people don't value the defensive tackle as much. Yeah, he's holding out on his contract. He's just asking for a raise. I'm very surprised the Chiefs have not restructured his contract or given him a new one yet. He's one of the best players in the league. I hope he gets his money, but I hope it takes just long enough to where the Bengals play them twice and they don't beat him in the playoffs. I hope he's back. He got to get his money, though. These are all the week 1 matchups. Week 1, no bye weeks. This is the most football we're going to have for a long time. Week 1, Detroit versus Kansas City. I'm going with the Lions, especially if Travis Kelce doesn't play. That Kansas City team, they lost Orlando Brown, Juju, they lost like every receiver. Especially if Travis Kelce's out, it's not going to be a good day for them. Carolina versus Atlanta. I'm rocking with the Falcons. I'm a big fan of Bijan Robinson. UT, Texas, I'm a big fan. He is a dog. He is going to run all over this Carolina defense. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. I don't even really have to say it. I'm a big Bengals fan. The Browns suck. Deshaun Watson is awful. He is the worst human being. I don't like Deshaun Watson or the Browns. Awful. Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. I'm going with the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, a really good player. He might be in talks of like most improved, I think, maybe, and even MVP talks. It's all too much. Calvin Ridley's looking really good. Anthony Richardson looks like the best rookie quarterback out of this class for sure. Well, that was a crazy statement. He looks like he's going to be a good quarterback in the future. He has all the talent. I think rookie year is going to be tough for him, though. Indianapolis, the Colts, they just have to be patient with him. He'll develop for sure. Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. Pretty easy one, going with the Vikings. You're not going to win games with Baker Mayfield as your quarterback. I mean, he's a good guy. I want Baker Mayfield to succeed, but that Vikings team is really good. Justin Jefferson, they got Jordan Addison now. He is a dog. The Titans versus the Saints. I'm going with the Saints. This one's kind of a tough one. Derrick Henry and the Titans, that passing game needs to get figured out. You can't just have Derrick Henry run for 200 yards every night, even though he probably would if you asked him politely. The Saints with Derek Carr, Chris Olave taking that next step. They're going to be one of the underdogs this year. 49ers versus the Steelers. I'm going with the 49ers. Brock Purdy is him. He is a dog. That man is going to be an MVP one day. I'm just kidding. San Francisco, just a really solid team. If Brock Purdy plays at the level of just a slightly above average quarterback, they're going to be in the NFC Championship game at least. Arizona versus Washington, it's the Commanders. Arizona is the worst football team I've seen in a very long time. Even when Kyler Murray comes back, I would not be shocked if this team goes 0-17. Houston versus Baltimore, as much as it hurts me, I'm going with the Ravens. Houston, I don't think C.J. Stroud's going to have a good rookie year. I think he could definitely develop. I think he's a little bit more of a project quarterback than everybody's thinking. Bryce Young is the more pro-ready one. He's just going to... Baltimore defense is good. They got Zay Flowers, OBJ. They're just going to be a solid all-around team. Green Bay versus Chicago. The Chicago Bears are under new ownership. I really believe in Jordan Love. I liked him coming out of the draft. I didn't like where he went. Going to the Packers, it's not where I expected him to go. But Chicago, Justin Fields is good. That offensive line, though, Green Bay, they have good defense. They have a good defense. Jair Alexander, it's just not going to be a good look for Justin Fields. The Raiders versus the Broncos. Broncos country, let's ride. Sean Payton is going to do some good things over there. I don't think they're going to be in the playoff race. But, man, if Russ finally figures it out and the receivers stay healthy, I can see them being like a 7-9 team. The Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to get you anywhere near the playoffs. They're probably going to go like 4-12 or 4-13 or whatever it is now. Eagles versus the Patriots, Super Bowl 52 or 53 rematch. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was almost tempted to take the Patriots. The Eagles aren't going to be as good as they were last year. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, like Javon Hargrave, I'm pretty sure, went to the 49ers. They're not going to be as good as they were last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they get bounced in the divisional round by some random team, probably the 49ers. Miami versus the Chargers. Going with the Dolphins. Tua is him. If he makes a full recovery, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, that is an explosive offense. I love the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Definitely underrated. They have Quentin Johnston. That man is a dog out of TCU. Represent. It's just hard to root for them. Khalil Mack stays healthy. That one corner that they got, I don't remember his name. It wasn't Stephon Gilmore. It was the other one. Xavier Howard, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. But if he stays healthy, the Chargers are going to be a playoff team. Again, I hope. The Rams versus the Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks. The Seahawks aren't a very exciting team. Geno Smith, him. They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though. Cooper Kupp. When you have to rely on Cam Akers as like your only... Cam Akers and Van Jefferson, it's just not going to be a good game for the Rams. Seattle, solid team. Jackson Smith and Jigba, dog. With DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, they're going to be a very good team this year. I think the defense is just a little bit suspect, but you have... I think they drafted like another corner to go with the one that almost won Rookie of the Year. Dallas versus the Giants. I am from Texas. The Cowboys are my hometown team. Sunday Night Football NBC between the Cowboys and the Giants is my childhood. Going with the Cowboys on this occasion. Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, and I think the Giants are going to be another playoff team. I can easily see 3 teams making the playoffs out of the NFC East. Very strong division. Saquon back. If he stays healthy, the Giants are going to be really good. The Cowboys, they're just a really good team. Micah Parsons, they have Stephon Gilmore now with Trevon Diggs. Tony Pollard is him. He's going to have a breakout year. It just all comes down to Dak Prescott. He just needs to be a little bit above average of a quarterback. Not quite. He just needs to be better than Brock Purdy has to be for the 49ers, if that makes sense. 49ers are a better team with a less proven quarterback. Cowboys are also a very solid team. They just need quarterback to get figured out. But Dak Prescott just has to play at a higher level than Brock Purdy would have to get that team to the Super Bowl. Monday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills versus the new-look New York Jets. Going with the Buffalo Bills. The Jets, I really see a repeat of the Broncos last year. I love Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people don't. I like Aaron Rodgers, and I hope he has success. But in that AFC, I just don't see them. They're not better than the Chiefs. They're not better than the Bengals. They're not better than the Bills. They might not even be better than the Ravens. I just don't see them being competitive in the long term, and this game is going to prove it. Josh Allen is going to torch Sauce Gardner in that defense. Stephon Diggs versus Sauce Gardner is going to be a crazy matchup to watch. I just have the Bills winning out. Yeah, so that has been the Weekly Punt. The preview episode for this week. I don't know if preview episodes are going to be the best. Going to be consistent, but recap episodes 100% are going to be sure. If you guys haven't seen Jonathan Gannon with this pregame speech, it is the worst thing I've ever seen. He couldn't motivate me to get up out of bed in the morning. Like, he couldn't motivate me to run out of my house if my house was on fire. Caleb Williams, congratulations, you are an Arizona Cardinal. Man. Thank you all for watching, all the 5 people that see this. It's been fun figuring it out. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.